Hi YouTube, how are you? How's everybody doing out there? Today is Thursday, August 23rd, and wow, it's crazy because I was just thinking the number 23 always is in my head because my birthday is on the 23rd, but it's in December, and wow, I mean September, October, November, December, 4 months from now it will be my birthday. And everything that well, except for the cars that come out here, it bums me out because this used to be a quiet street and we get a lot of traffic now. But I'm sitting out on my front porch today, which is usually no, I mean, I wouldn't say usually, but this is a kind of a different sort of location. I usually am either outside in my backyard or upstairs in my room where the lighting equipment is and all that other fun stuff. But today has become like a much needed break from the terrible humidity that we have been experiencing here in southeastern Pennsylvania. We literally went from winter to summer very quickly. We had a very, very, very little, like very small amount of spring. I pray that we will it'll be made up by having a beautiful autumn. Last night was the first night since the kind of like the tides have been turning as the days grow a little darker, that it actually felt a little autumnish, a little fallish outside, and it was lovely. I actually slept like a baby last night. But that's not why I'm here today. I wanted to talk to you guys about something that has been pressing on my heart. And, you know, ever since I gave my heart to Jesus, I have been in one storm after another. Whether it's from friends, family, work, just strangers who don't understand, you know, that when you give your heart to Jesus, when you give your obedience to Him, there's a lot of things that come your way and changes that you make, not because you have to, but because you want to. And with that comes storms, chaos. Think of the show Game of Thrones, chaos is a ladder. But chaos is something that, you know, it's part of everyday life, you know. I have been, one of the things, you know, that I have been doing besides looking for employment and, you know, cleaning house, reorganizing, things like that, I have been having a lot of quiet time with God, and I really, really, really love that. I mean, I know people are going to call me quirky, but I do love reading the Bible. I love writing little love letters to Jesus. I love it when my pastor starts to preach his sermon on Sundays so that I can get out my my journal and my stickers. If you are personally acquainted with me and you come to church with me on Sunday, you will know that, as my BFF Jenny tells me, you know, I have a little stationery in my my little prayer or Bible like carrier. It doesn't just carry my Bible, it carries my journal, it carries markers, it carries like little little post-it tabs, and it carries a whole ton of stickers. I love stickers. I am a planner, and as you can see, a lot of it has been used, and like, and my journal has literally just been inundated with lots and lots and lots. Whoop, sorry. There you go. Look at that. Jesus. Look at that. All that fun stuff. And I love going back to it because, you know, it helps me understand my own journey, what I've learned so far, what I still need to understand. And for some reason, one of the themes that seems to be pressing on this month, August, has been chaos and being in the storm. So earlier I was listening to a preacher by the name of John Hygee. I want to say that, or Hygee. And, you know, it basically, you know, he explains about how chaos is just an everyday part of life. And that, you know, our human nature automatically assumes that when bad things happen, when we go into a storm, it's because we've done something wrong. God is angry with us. You know, the whole we reap what we sow. In other religions, the word karma comes to mind. But that's not what the storm is about. And man, I'm so mad that it took me so long to understand this. I spend so long, so many years being sad and upset and depressed and full of regret because I thought that, you know, bad things that happened to me, like truly happened to me, were because God was punishing me. And that's not the case. We have to take a look at the word punishment. Not necessarily considered a punishment. I mean, it will be if you want to believe it is, and it will be if you want to experience pain and anger and negativity, then yeah, it's going to feel like punishment. It doesn't have to feel that way, though. Struggling in a storm just simply means that we are in a moment of growth and development. You know, like, kind of like God is refining us, or refining a part of us, a part of our being. And anybody knows that, you know, development and refinement is not always the most enjoyable thing to go through. I mean, think about puberty. We were developing as young adults. Our bodies were changing, our minds were changing, our hormones were changing. And I don't think I've ever met anybody that said puberty was the most awesome thing they've ever gone through. No, not at all. It helped me understand the origin of faith. Being in a storm. Because you're not going to get faith. You're not going to have faith from like the happy stuff, like the rainbows and you know, the love and everything. That's not where faith lies. Faith lies in that storm. the struggle of being in the storm, the chaos of being in the storm helps us understand that God is the only one that will get us through that will get us through that storm. You know, we say prayers every single day. Every single, I mean, you might not think you're praying, but if you have something in your heart that you want, that you wish, that you hope, indirectly you are praying. Not necessarily to our Father, but though you should be. And see, the thing is that God does answer every single one of our prayers. I think that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. God answers every single one of our prayers, but it might not be the answer we want, but it sure as heck is the answer we need. And that is a big difference. And a lot of people, myself included, you know, we face struggles trying to understand that. John Hygee said some things in a video that I was watching that I really wanted to bring to my subscribers' attention. Listen to these words. God's delays are not God's denials. God's waiting for persistence to overcome resistance. God didn't use anyone in the Bible until he put them through the university of adversity. I love that. We will survive the storm as long as we endure the storm with faith that God will lead us through the storm. When we focus on the threat, we experience fear. But when we focus on Jesus, we experience faith. For those that know me, I had not the greatest end of last year. My life changed very dramatically when, well, without going into a whole lot of stories, my status in my career changed. And it brought so much to the surface, so much brokenness to the surface, that over the last 8 months, I'm still unraveling all of that brokenness. And it's not just from my career, it's from the experiences that I've had throughout my life. And that's the thing, like, we find ourselves half the time focusing on the circumstances that we are going through in our life instead of looking at the actual opportunity. And that goes back to the whole God answers our prayers. Maybe not in the way we want, but in the way we need. And when we're focusing on our circumstances, we're focusing on that fear. But when we're focusing on that opportunity, we instead are focusing on Jesus, which leads us to faith. One of the hardest things I've had to learn was the things that I trusted in yesterday may fail me tomorrow. You know, people are going to break our hearts. People are going to betray us. People are going to fail us. How do we react to that, though? You know, how do we react? You know, I don't know if it was Dr. Wayne Dyer or Eckhart Tolle, but when I was in the New Age, there was something that had said that always rang true with me, but I don't like using the word anymore, but in essence, it is a universal philosophy. So I'm going to take this word out of the picture and use a different word. I apologize because I was just about to say it, and there is a spider just kind of hanging off of this arm rail. Hello, little spider. I am absolutely petrified of you, so please don't hurt me. Oh, it's blowing away. Yeah. Faith, okay? It's like happening right now. Oh my goodness. I wish you all could see that there's a spider that is just hanging in front of me. I don't know where it's coming from, but it looks like it is just literally in the air, and it is literally coming towards me. Please go away. How people treat you is their circumstances. Their lessons. How you react to it, though, that's yours. Christ is coming. A lot of people don't believe that. A storm is coming. We have to prepare. We have to prepare. We have to prepare to face hard truths, brokenness, suffering, chaos, the storm. But when we take that circumstance, the circumstances of the storm, and you put Jesus in the front and center, faith will overwhelm us by leaps and bounds. And within that, we will find grace. And then we will understand why things happen the way that they do. Well, I think that's it for me today. I don't know why that's been on my heart the last few days, but it really, really rang true earlier today. I really appreciate understanding certain things now that I know that maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, I didn't understand. Next week, I'm starting a new chapter in my own personal journey, and I'm going to be starting in a course called Elijah House, which basically is a type of ministry that helps people bring up that brokenness and heal it. I'm scared, and yet I'm excited. But I'm not going to look at those circumstances, because I am going to look at Jesus. And I will not fear, but I will absolutely have faith. I hope you all have a wonderful day. God bless and shalom. Take care.